make your pricing easy, make your packages easy, and make it to where a customer would understand what level, what product, what tier, what cost, what value. Have contracts that are clear and simple and easy to understand, and have excellent service resources, and make sure they know what the implementation is going to look like. If it's got some time attached to it, do an infographic. Sometimes a visual depiction helps them understand what's in it for them for an onboarding.
Welcome back to The Revenue Recipe, the show brought to you by Sellerant, your growth ally, here to help you drive more engagement, qualify leads faster and better, and accelerate sales growth. I'm Ben Wiggins, and I'm here with Kenan Rappuchi, founder and chief growth officer. Kenan, what's good, man?
Hey, sitting here with you, talking to founders, I'd rather be here than sitting at my desk. So thanks for having me.
Love it. Each week, we're going to be here with one topic, 3 questions, 3 answers, and a tactic, technique, or tool over the course of about 10 minutes to help you do what you do faster and better. This week's topic is accelerating sales. Remove pipeline friction with an E3 offer. Kenan, what does it mean to have an E3 offer? Where does that saying come from?
It comes from, I'll tell you what it means. It means to have an offer that's easy to understand, easy to try, and easy to buy.
Okay.
I'll tell you where it comes from. It comes from me, and if anybody says they made it up, they're wrong. I own that. About 15 years ago, maybe a little more than that, I came across a company out of Grosse Pointe, Michigan, just north of Detroit, migrated websites and servers. They're called website movers at the time. I was actually building a partnership with Rackspace through a managed service provider I was working with in Austin.
Yeah.
Went down to a meeting at Rackspace, and they talked about how difficult it was to get people migrated over into their servers. Mm-hmm. And there's a big problem. So I did my research and found this company called Website Movers, picked up the phone, you know me, called them. Ryan Pellerin answers. God love you, Ryan. And I said, what the hell is Website Movers? So cut to present day, got on board with this company, implemented Salesforce at the time, put my whole model of prospecting and selling and partnerships together into that business that culminated in 2 exits. It was very, very much a success.
Yeah.
But what the services they offered were extremely complicated. And so I'm on the front lines, and buyers would say, so I got to migrate my 3 Windows 2003 servers. How much is it going to cost? Well, what's on them? Well, what do you mean? Does it matter? Yeah, it does. Okay. Databases, applications, are there anything hardcode? What's running? Email services, what's running on them? Well, why does that matter? Well, I don't know. I mean, we need to know what we're moving and how much configuration is there. Long story short, it was incredibly complicated. So it took me a few years of really beating my head against the wall trying to answer that question to really get something together that made it easier for the prospect to understand how it worked. That's the origin of E3. The most complex, variable, all over the map scope and cost thing you could do as a business service in the tech world was what we built. That's where E3 came from.
All right. So then what does it mean to be, to wit, easy to understand?
So the first E on E3, easy to understand.
And how do people get that wrong?
Okay. They get it wrong because as a founder or a small business leader, you know what you offer. You know what you have. And you know how great it is or how great you think it should be. You know that. Your audience doesn't. In most cases, savvy founders or entrepreneurs who start a business and are bringing a new solution to market or a better solution, they have an intellectual and practical grasp of the problem, in many cases much more so than the audience does or the target market does. So they generally put the delivery of the offer or the explanation of the solution in terms that they understand, they being the founder. So this is what I understand. You need to understand it too. Doesn't work that way. Okay. You're generally well beyond or in a different zone of context and content of describing an offer. You lose them. So to make an offer easy to understand, you got to dumb it down. You got to put it into terms your audience understands. using terminology they use to describe the problem. That's all done through proper target profiling, which we talked about before. It's on another episode for our target market profile tool. So making it easy to understand means simply this. Crystallize it, make it high level, summarize the points of the offer. It's a software solution that integrates with your current MRP stack. It essentially drives all of your real-time data from logistics to supply to pricing to current customer base, distills it down into dashboards that help you make decisions on inventory planning, demand, and customer market at the drop of a dime. Okay, I get that. Okay, as opposed to it's key API integrations that use webhooks and REST API. What we do is we integrate with all of your different disparate systems. No, don't say it because you're going to lose them. Crystallize it, make it clear, concise, and easy to understand. Bullet points are great. You don't need to go into details. What you want is that audience to start asking you about those details and saying, ooh, that's interesting. Tell me more. Make it easy to understand.
All right. Now, easy to try, and how do people get that wrong?
Okay. Easy to try is a stretch when you've got a complex product that requires onboarding, but there are ways to make that work. Okay. So let's assume it's a plug and play SaaS, a CRM, whatever. Give a free trial. Users love self-serve. There's a statement I came up with years ago called adoption impact. By that, I mean software stacks and sprawl, the more shit you add to your phone. How many apps do you have on your phone? How many do you really use? And how long does it take to set them up and configure them? They want you in and using the app and playing with all the widgets. That shit takes a lot of time. What you need to do is make it super easy to self-consume if they can, give it a trial, drip a few pieces of the content about how the fundamental use of the platform works. Very easy for SaaS. Not so easy for enterprise or secure-based applications. So in that context or in that world, have a paid pilot that only requires X amount of time from your customers, has a very fixed cost on it, has a clear outcome, and it's no longer than 3 months. Figure it out to where your customers can see it and try it in action before they commit to buy.
Okay. And then easy to buy. It seems like that one is hopefully the most straightforward one, but maybe not. How do people get that wrong?
Yeah, so I love HubSpot. Sellerant is the top HubSpot for startups partner in the entire ecosystem. CEO, I'm a big fan of Yemeni. Look, they're awesome. I was with Salesforce for many years, and we've been with HubSpot since like 16. Love you guys, but your pricing model is whack. Okay, it's just you're playing around with it too much. Okay, stop playing with the pricing model. Make it easy. You got too many hubs. You rename them all the time. Every year in inbound. You know I love you. We drive a lot of revenue your way, and we're big proponents. But it ain't easy to buy. Okay, because it's all over the place. Although I do love my folks at HubSpot for startups because of that badass 90% discount. Thank you. So make your pricing easy. Make your packages easy. And make it to where a customer would understand what level, what product, what tier, what cost, what value. If you're selling to enterprises, make sure you have FAQs for at least 5 or 6 different buyers and decision makers. Everyone's got a different agenda. If you're selling to mid-market, it's mostly about price and performance and your reputation in the space. Have good case studies, okay? Have contracts that are clear and simple and easy to understand, and have excellent service resources, and make sure they know what the implementation is going to look like. If it's got some time attached to it, do an infographic. Sometimes a visual depiction helps them understand what's in it for them for an onboarding. So these are key pieces to, again, make it easy to buy, because your pricing is clear, your implementation is clear and visual, your support and documentation is very focused on customer experience being smooth, and your contracts are easy to read. Quick tip on that: if your customer wants to redline your terms and conditions, that's a sign they want to buy. It's a big buying signal. They're not going to put that up to corporate counsel for red lines if they're not intending to buy. So protect yourself on the contracts, but be open to that negotiation when it happens for buyers that are ready to go with you.
Thanks for sharing that. Easy to understand, easy to try, easy to buy. It makes good sense. Makes perfect sense, some would say.
Yeah.
What is this week's tactic, technique, or tool?
Okay, so it's a tactic this week. So hit up the QR code to go to my meeting schedule. I've opened up a block of time for the next couple of weeks for 30-minute sessions specifically to do a curated review of your pipeline. Have your pipeline ready from a CRM report. If you don't have that, that's okay. Don't like dealing with spreadsheets, but I have a set of questions I'll ask. The objective within 30 minutes is to do 3 things. Number 1, find the friction. Number 2, figure out where and how we can remove it. And number 3, an evaluation of your offer to see how close you are to E3. Book a time with me. I guarantee in 30 minutes, you'll get an epiphany and you'll start reducing sales cycle times and accelerating revenue with much less effort.
While you're here, make sure to like and subscribe. Click the bell to get notifications. Leave a comment if you enjoyed the episode. It helps us help you. Kenan, appreciate all the insights and wisdom today. Thanks for sharing, my friend.
Anytime, my brother.
All right. On behalf of Sellerant, I'm Ben Wiggins, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for tuning into The Revenue Recipe. Let's go.